Hello everybody and welcome back to the Ikkō Ikki Very Hard campaign in Shogun 2. This is part 9. Welcome back. In the last episode, of course, we have taken the Kikawanese fortress of Tajima and basically burned it to the ground. We've sacked it, which has given us quite a bit of money, which we are actually currently using to do quite a bit, actually, within our cities here. As you can see, we're working on a massive kind of infrastructure project at the moment to get as many buildings up and running as possible. Of course, this also means that we are currently working on recruiting some Ikko Ikki Bull Warrior monks in our capital of Echizen, which is actually great. I can't wait for that. That's going to be fantastic. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and end the turn. Yeah, that should be good. That should be good as well. Of course, nobody's going to accept peace with us, so let's go ahead and get this thing started by ending our turn right away and seeing what happens. Of course, the Hattori have declared war on us in the last episode, as have the Uesugi, our former vassal, which is basically everything, including unfortunate, but these things tend to happen, unfortunately. Of course, we see Hattori now moving in on our capital, so we need to make sure that we go in to reinforce Echizen as fast as possible. Kikawa up to their usual tricks with their navy. Of course, they have a much larger navy than ours, considering we don't even have one. And we see that the Kikawanese army is attacking the area that I've just set for burning. It's a bit strange to see that how it happens. But we are at war with the Uesugi, so I've opted to go ahead and preemptively move my army closer to them as I anticipate an attack over on Etchu over here. And the really bad news is that we've got a invasion force right outside of Echizen. That's incredibly bad news. I don't really need to tell you guys why that's bad news. It's terrible. That's incredibly bad. So we need to go ahead and immediately rectify this situation as best we can. Of course, our ninja will not be able to get there in time to sabotage the unit, which is in itself incredibly unfortunate. So what are we going to do about that? Let's go ahead and set up this ninja to establish a spy network in Wakasa so we can catch this really fucking annoying unit, or rather agent, that is destroying our agriculture. And of course, move our daimyo as close to Echizen as possible. Of course, he's not going to get there in time, but he'll be close. And what else can we do this turn? We've got another monk, and we are going to send him to the west so we can kind of scout out a little bit to see what's going on over here. Of course, there still is a Kikawa army over here outside of Tajima. I have no idea where it is, but it's there. And this monk is going to go ahead and try a character conversion on this unit, which killed the unit. Fantastic. Very, very good news. And because we're pretty much fucked over on our capital, we are going to go ahead and attempt to demoralize the enemy army as best we can, as that might be the only thing that'll save our city. We don't have a very good chance of doing it, but we actually were able to demoralize the enemy army. That's good. The bad thing is that we have literally no units to defend Echizen, and that's going to be terrible. But we're going to see if we can hold out. I think we might be able to. We might have a chance. So let's go ahead and continue to march towards Echigo, which we can get in 3 more turns. We're, of course, in the border over here of the Murakumi's lands. And most of our units are already going to be healed up, which is fantastic news. So we hope that Uesugi is lured into a sense of entrapment if they attack Etchu, which I believe they probably will. Of course, we are ready to defend Etchu, as we have our monasteries for defense and some lone swords to guard the walls. Of course, Echizen is not quite as lucky, but we do have a Shinshu monastery for 2 Naginata warrior monk garrisons and 1 Yashigaru garrison from our stronghold, so we really don't have very much in terms of defenders. Of course, if our Ikkō Ikki warrior monks were just 1 turn sooner, it would be a completely different story. But we've done the best we can. We've demoralized the enemy army, of course, the Sataki army. Let's just go ahead and make sure that they don't want to have peace, because that would be incredibly useful. No, they don't want peace. Okay. What about the Kikawa clan? Nope, they don't want peace either. Okay, what about the Takeda clan doesn't want peace. This Ugi clan doesn't want peace. Okay, nobody wants peace. Let's go ahead and get this shit started because we're in an incredibly bad position. So I don't really need to tell you guys that for you guys to understand exactly how precarious the situation is. We're not in a good way. And in fact, we haven't been in a good way in a while. In fact, we're also leaving our vassal of Murakami defenseless. We're going to hope that they are able to do their best for their own defense. Let's go ahead and end the turn and see how badly our castle is taken. Tokugawa have declared war on us. This is quite bad news for us. Another enemy to add to our giant checklist that's growing. Of course, Hattori is outside of Echizen at the moment. We're just going to block off our reinforcements and their bid to get back to the city. This is also really, really bad news. Oh, jeez. And here comes Kikawa to arrest one of my monks. This may or may not be the end of our run-through, guys. I told you that I wouldn't, give up. Or rather, I wouldn't basically just keel over and let them win. We're going to fight to the last man if we can. Of course, the Battle of Tajima Fields is in order right now. This is for that little fortress that we have. And basically, I'm just fighting for the last remainder of our tax income. I think it's about 150 or so that we should get if we are successfully able to defend the castle, and we will be. I mean, this is a fortress after all. It's, we've got pretty heavy walls. We've got some troops to defend it, some retainers. I have no doubt in my mind that this will strike a crushing blow into the enemy, and of course this might allow us to sign a peace agreement with them. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. Of course, this castle is a bit different than most of the castles that we are used to seeing. So let's go ahead and kind of start the battle and see where they're going to attack from. So they're going to attack from two separate sides, it would appear. Of course, their general is by himself, so we're going to ignore him. And the larger enemy force is over here in the east. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and put our bowmen up here so they can kind of attack and screen our main garrison. And we're going to put our kind of weaker underlings down here on the border of the walls so they can defend properly, or at least try to defend properly. And that leaves our samurai retainers, which are going to be used to fight against the general, assuming, he decides to scale the walls, which he more than likely will. So, that being said, let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit. Of course, our gates are open due to the fact that our citadel is burned, which is unfortunate, but, it is what it is. Oh, and it looks like, hold up, we're going to pause. The general is coming also with a unit of Yari Ashigaru, which is a bit unfortunate. We're going to see how effective they are, of course, by moving our samurai retainers down here. So let's go ahead and unpause the game once again. We do have our tree towers, which is good news for everybody involved. Really, really quite good, actually. And there's actually, turns out there are actually more units on this side than we thought. There's actually a full thing of Yari Ashigaru. Let's go ahead and pull back one of our units so that we can better defend. We're going to put them over here. That's fine. And you guys are going to go back over, let's see, over here. Perfect. Let's go ahead and fast forward once again. Again, I don't want this battle to last too long, just in case if our capital is lost. There's really no point in defending this little tiny redoubt, so to speak. So here comes the enemy bow units. They are, of course, attacking my Yari Ashigaru, which is a bit unfortunate. Let's go ahead and hit play and see exactly what these bow Ashigaru do. Of course, they're all bow Ashigaru, so that'll make my job a bit easier. And here come the enemy. They're scaling the walls, as we expected. Let's go ahead and send out our samurai retainers to do their best, including these Yari Ashigaru, which are going to be joining the fight here in a moment. We're actually going to set out our samurai retainers to die, basically, while saving our other units that are more important. Of course, these units are... Oh, is that our general? Shit, I didn't realize that the samurai retainer is our general. That's not good news. But he's going to die, so that is what it is. He's going to fight as best as he can. Of course, he's cutting through the Yari Ashigaru pretty well. And the enemy general is nowhere to be seen. Let's go ahead and send out some reinforcements. These Yari Ashigaru are going to reinforce, of course. And we're going to pull these men back into loose formation. Much better. And our bow units are actually doing a pretty good job of keeping the enemy occupied. Of course, our general is pretty much dead already, which is a bit unfortunate. But here we go. We got some reinforcements approaching, of course. We're going to see how effective they are at doing their thing. And once again, our reinforcing, or rather our garrison bow Ashigaru units are quite effective. Let's go ahead and send out these units over here, just so they're ready. We haven't lost our general quite yet, which is good. We've already routed one of their units of Yari Ashigaru, which is also really good. Let's go ahead and speed things up a little bit. Let's see how that goes. And of course, they have decided to attack once again my Yari Ashigaru garrison. We're going to go ahead and get them out of loose formation and charge. They should do just fine. Of course, our bow unit has already routed one of theirs, which is good news. We're going to put this unit up against the wall to defend against the general that is about to attack, keeping our general in the range of influence, which is good. And here come our garrison, ready to attack the bow Ashigaru. Of course, they're a bit tired, but due to the fact that they are melee units and they're going up against, peasant bow units, they should have no problem destroying the enemy Ashigaru, unless, of course, they rout first, which they have, most unfortunately. But it doesn't really matter. So over here, the enemy general is going to get destroyed. That's no surprise to anybody. At least it shouldn't be. Let's go and fast forward a little bit. So we fucked up the enemy general. I think he's dead. Let's go ahead and send these units over here, including our general, who will also go over here as well. So let's go ahead and see what the enemy does. Of course, our units are still skirmishing with the enemy over here. And the enemy bow Ashigaru, I believe, are about to climb the walls. We're going to put a stop to that immediately, as fast as we can. Of course, we're going to be a bit too slow to get there in time, I believe, but that's okay. Once again, I do remind my viewers that these are just bow Ashigaru units. They're not that scary. Here goes our general charging in directly into the field of battle. And they've all routed. Let's go ahead and continue to cut them down for size. More than likely we'll lose our samurai retainer, but that's okay. And have we killed every single last one of them? I believe we have. There was a few of them that did not climb the wall, which is good for them. Let's go ahead and end the battle. As I believe that was every last... Oh, there's one more left. Let's go ahead and fuck him up. Once he's dead, I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, he's dead. Let's go ahead and end the battle. Close victory, my ass. We did a great job. Congratulations, units. Now we're in for the actually challenging battle of defending our capital with only retaining units. Of course, we do get the excellent warrior monks, but we have absolutely no range defense to counter their bow samurai, which makes me a bit nervous. We'll see how we do. Of course, we've won the Battle of Tajima, but now there's going to be rebels that pop up over there. Let's go ahead and see what variously happens over here. Of course, the Takayama are not allied to us. They are also a wild card. Satake have chosen not to attack Echu, very, very surprisingly, which is actually really, really good. We do not need to enlist. That's fine. So we've got a very large amount of rebels outside of Tajima. That's great. Let's hope they take over the city. And we are going to continue to scout out, I believe, all of these provinces over here. Or at least some of them. As much as we can. Or as much as we can. We're going to go back and loop around. Most of our units are in Wakasa. The enemy has a huge samurai army. The Hattori do, rather. But of course... Oh, geez. This is just going to be a nightmare, isn't it? We need to do as much as we can to stop this from happening by sabotaging the enemy or doing really whatever it takes. It's a massive samurai army that will more than likely take Etchison. We do have some bow warrior monk units now, which is, I guess, our only reprieve. But we need to demoralize these units. We need to fuck them up. We need to use our ninja if we can. Where is our ninja? It's right here. I don't want to be dirty, but we might have to sabotage these armies to have any chance of survival here. Yeah, that does seem very dirty, but you know what? We gotta do what we gotta do, guys. I'm sorry, I don't really want to do this, but, you know, again, this is for the greater good and all that rhetoric that I'm going to shove down y'all's throat. We do have some warrior monks, and they're pretty tricked out, actually. They've got the improved accuracy promotion. They're going to hit pretty much every single time. We need to go ahead and immediately recruit some more lone sword units. If we can afford them, we can. And I'm tempted to send this unit over, well, not to Echu. Where's Uesugi? I thought that Uesugi would show their face by now outside of Echu. they've chosen not to for whatever reason. Perhaps they are going to attack from the other angle. So let's go ahead and pull back to North Shinano, just so we can, you know, take back North Shinano if it's taken by Hattori or anybody like that. So the big news, or rather, what we are most afraid of is these units over here, of course. We do have a relatively large army, but it's mainly just Longsword Ashigaru, which stand no chance against this army of professional soldiers. Oh, geez. All right, so let's go ahead and start sabotaging their army. I did save, so if this doesn't work, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Let's go ahead and go back. I know some of you guys are going to be salty, but, you know, it is what it is. We got to do what we got to do to win, right? We're doing this all for victory. It's important that we don't lose our capital, as there are two very, very large, pissed off enemies that are outside of it. Basically 2.5 stacks of men against our 2 Bowyar monks and reinforcing units. So that's not a good set of odds for us at the moment, unfortunately. So again, we're going to sabotage this army and see if it's successful. It's not. Okay, we're going to go back once again. God, I feel like I'm cheating so much, and I am. This is not a technique that I would recommend doing, but, you know, once again, you got to do what you got to do. And God, don't you just hate when people say that? But what I'm going to do is basically, if we sabotage their army, I believe that they can't move. So we're going to try to snake past them into Echizen and then kind of beat back the enemy as much as we can. Of course, we could just opt to attack them instead, but that's probably not going to be successful. Okay, so I'm fairly sure that the RNG is just going to be against me no matter what I do here. So tell you what we're going to do. We're not going to sabotage the enemy army anymore. Instead, we're going to opt to demolarize them, as this might get them to rout a little bit faster. Well, that's the goal. We'll see if that's actually successful. Only God knows if that will be successful. So, attempt number 3. Here we go. Can we move our army past theirs? We can't. Oh, jeez. Well, maybe we should just attack Omi and just kind of like do a rampage through the Hattori territory. If we take Omi for ourselves, that is a relatively strong city in which to defend from. I could really move all my capitals and stuff like that if we opted to do kind of like an immigration type of run over here. That's sort of Omi. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to lose Echizen. It's my capital, obviously. So let's go ahead and send out our ninja to do some other work. Maybe like sabotaging another character or another army. Maybe like this Taki up here. Let's go ahead and see if he's successful doing that. Let's see. Oh. Can't even do it that turn. Fuck that. We're going back once again. Oh, geez. You guys could probably skip ahead about 2 minutes, as I'm a bit of a stubborn person when it comes to agents. If they're not successful, we're going to keep going back and back. Of course, you do the same if you had an undefended capital, trying to defend against 2.5 full stacks of samurai units. Really, it's just a logistical nightmare. This may or may not be the end of our run-through. Hopefully not, but you never know. Okay, so let's go for a different approach. We're going to go for demoralizing their enemy army, if we can. Nope, that failed. Right over here. Okay, we successfully demoralized this one, which upgraded our monk, but we're not going to even do that just yet. Again, this ninja should be able to sabotage the army over here. It's a 63% chance. Finally, it actually worked. Does that mean we can sneak past him? It doesn't. Oh, jeez. What are we going to do here? We don't have a lot of options. We could opt to make an attack on Omi. That might be our best bet at the moment, actually. Why don't we go ahead and do that? Because we did sabotage the enemy, which means he can't move. He's stuck in our territory. So, yeah, let's go ahead and attack Omi. Why not, right? Seems like a good idea to me. If we move actually over here, we'll be able to block off the Hattori from attacking Wakasa, and we'll be able to attack Omi next turn. I believe, yeah. Okay, so we're going to stay here for the time being. And use our agents to spread some dissent. Or incite revolts, whatever they need to do. Maybe, actually, we should use him to inspire the army, which will increase the army morale. I'm going to opt instead to kind of walk around and see where the enemy's at. Of course, if we take their capital of Iga, it might make them a bit more malleable in terms of their way of approaching a peace situation with us. Let's see if this will allow us to buy peace with the Kikawa clan. Yes, it will. That's fantastic. Let's go ahead and demand some money from them. No? Okay. Well, let's see if we'll get a little bit of money. Maybe like 200. Good. Better than nothing. So again, I remind my viewers that we are going to buy some more defending units for our capital of Echizen, even if we are without a general, which is most unfortunate. But I'm half tempted to just attack this army. Well, no, there's no way. They have way too many samurai. It would not be a possibility. Let's go ahead and end the turn and see exactly what will happen. Let's go work on the way of the bow as well. Let's see if it's probably the best bet for us right now. Here we go. Let's go ahead and save. Yeah. Save over an existing file and end the turn. Let's see what happens. More than likely, the Satake army is going to attack Echizen, but now that we have some bow warrior monks, we should be in a good position. We do have some whistling arrows too, so that's good. Good for them, right? So let's go ahead and see what happens. Again, I am incredibly nervous about what's going to happen here, and we do see a large Uesugi army outside of Echu. And the Hitari have opted not to attack me this turn, which is a bit surprising. It's good, but it's still surprising. And the Kikawa are still following my monk. Still quite unable to, successfully apprehend him. But we're at peace with the Kikawa, finally, which is good. Which is really, really good. We're probably going to see those rebels take over that citadel that I have currently burned down, or that I have marked for burning down. Murakami have left their city defenseless, which is stupid. And here we go, the moment of truth, right? This is going to be the big battle. Time to put our bow warrior monks to the test and see if they are able to net us a victory. Of course, we do have some really, really good warrior monks as our defending garrison. And we also have some Yari Ashigaru. But we're going to see if our bow warrior monks are successful. We're outnumbered about 4-1 here. So let's go ahead and fight on the field of battle. And without a general, we're a bit at a disadvantage, to be quite honest with you guys. But if everything goes to plan, we should be able to absolutely rout the enemy armies outside of our capital by continuously sabotaging them until the winter season kicks in and forces them into starvation. That's the plan anyways. We'll see if that plan has any semblance of reality, so to speak. And I might opt to actually defend North Shinano instead of taking Uesugi for myself, as my vassal Murakami is sending out their men to attack the Uesugi capital. We can keep our men outside of their province so that we can defend it. So here we go, the battle of the century, so to speak, right? This is it's the main battle here. What are we going to do? Oh, geez, it's going to be a nightmare, no matter how we view this. Let's go and keep our men over here in the middle. The garrison, of course, we can put maybe over here. This, I believe, is our general. Or actually, no, our archer is our general, which is really, really good, actually, considering they're going to stay back. Let's go and put the archers on the wall, just for the time being, right? Might as well. Just like so. They're few in number, but they're going to make up with it in the fact that they have whistling arrows, and they're incredibly, incredibly dangerous units. So we're going to do that for now, and let's go ahead and start the battle and see what happens. So they've opted for an envelopment strategy of just trying to take our castle by basically circling us. Oh, geez, what are we going to do here? More than likely, we're going to have a problem defending our flanks. I'm going to opt to put... Let's see. Yari Ashigaru over here. So these are the Yari. They're a bit less of a threat. Let's go and put our garrison, our Yari Ashigaru garrison over here. We're going to kind of move our troops around a little bit. Let's opt to put our bow units on the wall over here. And over here, we're going to put our monk units. to see if they have a chance over here. So, again, it's not the end of the world. We can do this if we just really think about it, you know? So, again, we're going to be moving our Ikkō Ikki Bow Warrior Monk units over here. And, again, over here, just like so. This unit is going to be on standby, and we're going to put these units on the wall. So let's go ahead and set them up on the wall. Just like so. Fantastic. All right, well, let's go ahead and see how this works. This may or may not work, you know. We never know. We want these guys to speed walk. What are they doing? They're really slow. All right, here we go. The moment of truth is going to happen. We're about to test out our new archers to see if they're any good. Of course, they've opted to attack the Yari Ashigaru units, which they seem to be slicing in half. We want them to instead focus on the more important unit, which is going to be the enemy bow samurai units. So go ahead and attack them. And use whistling arrows. We're going to put you guys over here on the wall, just like you guys. Good, good, good. We've got our monks up on the walls, ready to intercept the enemy. Of course, they're getting pelted by archers for the time being. We're actually going to move back these units over here so they can take out these units that are climbing the wall as best they can. Again, we're in a bit of a jam, so to speak. We're going to see how good our archers are at taking out the enemy. Take out these bow samurai. Good, good, good. We need to do all of the stops that we can. We're going to pull out everything. So far, our warrior monks are doing a good job of defending. Here they go. They're going to charge into the Yari Ashigaru. Continue the charge. Get close to the wall. Get close to the wall. Come on, come on, come on. You're really vulnerable to arrows right now at the time being. And Jesus Christ, our bow warrior monks are destroying. Time to move on to the next target. We do have some sword units that we can put into play as well. Here goes my alarm, but we don't care about that. Again, we could probably reinforce these units if we could. Actually, let's go ahead and move these guys over here. We're going to need them in the coming conflict. So our bow warrior monks are taking some casualties. Let's go ahead and move them back. These ones will continue to fire on the enemy. Loose formation. Loose formation. Back up to here, and then we're going to fire on the enemy. Hopefully that will rout them. We'll see. Fire on the enemy. Oh, geez. All right, so we've routed these enemies. Good, 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 good. We're going to send these units back to attack the enemy. Our monks are holding the ground. Good, good, good. Let's go ahead and send out our arrow units over here. And we're just micromanaging as best we can. We seem to be doing a good job by and large, which is a very good thing. Send our Yari Samurai over here. And our monks over here. Our other monks are going to fight to the death, which is a good thing. And our arrow monks are going to take out these bow Ashigaru as best they can, which shouldn't be too difficult. Here comes the enemy general, scaling the wall. We should have no problem taking him out as well. Let's go ahead and burn out the war cry. Do as much morale damage as possible. And the Bow Ashigaru are wavering. We need to focus now instead on these Bow Ashigaru on more pertinent enemies. As soon as they rout, which will be very, very soon. Come on. Alright, now they're broken. Good. Move back to attack these units. Attack, attack, attack. No, just attack, 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 attack. What are you guys doing? Just attack them. Come on. Fuck. Sometimes I hate the AI in this game. Why don't you fucking attack?
My lord, their general has fallen.
Good, good, good. Now fucking attack them. Jesus Christ. Here we go. I don't really like to be in melee combat with the enemy general, but it is what it is. This is going to be sketchy. We're basically fighting the general in open combat now. Let's go ahead and go back and attack with these units while our general fights. Let's see, we're basically fighting our own general. We'll see if that's effective. Of course, the Bow Ashigaru have mounted the walls. Oh, jeez, this is just a mess, isn't it? Let's see how well we do over here. Our general's about to run. Let's go ahead and get him out of there. Ooh, friendly fire is running rampant over here. The enemy general is shaken. That's good. Okay, we need to micromanage more. So we need to take back this tower. That's incredibly important. I'm not really quite sure how. Okay, we need to go over here to take it back.
The men are fatigued, my lord.
And some must rest. Okay, that's fine. Well, we don't want our general to die. He's almost about to run. So here we go, taking this. Let's go ahead and get them to focus over here. So far, it looks like we're going to win, albeit by the skin of our teeth. Let's go and attack these units with what ammo we have left over, which is not too much. I can't believe we've actually pulled off maybe potentially a victory. It's going to be very, very close if we do. You never know. Victory might be possible. Get up on the wall. Do not leave the wall. Because they're about to climb up the wall. Oh, geez, this is going to be a mess, but we might be able to pull it off, guys. Surprisingly enough. What are you guys doing? Stay up here. Stay up here. They're coming. No, you need to attack them. Attack the bow samurai. You come the whistling arrows, which are going to demoralize both of our units and theirs. But we really just need to do as much demoralization of their units as we can. Let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit and see if we succeed.
My lord, a glorious
there we go. We've won. Holy shit. Guys, that was incredible. I don't know how we did it, but we did it. We're probably going to lose both of our bow warrior monks, but you know what? They did a fucking amazing job. I've never seen such an amazing job before on the part of basically like what I would consider to be an Alamo defense, really. That was incredible, but we did it. I feel like we need to drink lots of sake after this one. Just because we are currently destroying their general. I really can't believe we did so well.
Their general has fallen.
Good, we've killed their general. Costly victory, of course, but we still have control of our capital, and we are currently making some more Lone Sword Ashigaru as well. So I'd say overall that is a victory for us here at Ikkō Ikki clan. But Jesus, if we didn't have to work hard for it. And in fact, if the sabotage was not successful with the Hattori, we could not stomach another Hattori attack. Oh geez, we lost all of our retaining units, and we've kept our bow warrior monks just by the skin of our teeth. We're successful, but it cost us. Cost us quite a bit. And look over here at Tajima. There is a huge rebel army. We're going to auto-resolve that. because there's no way that we would be able to hold on to that. So we've lost Tajima. Our army was crushed. We've restored the faith, which is good. So, wow. Stay tuned for the next episode. Can't really top what we just did, though, however. But take a look at that. The Satake army has been basically fully destroyed, more or less. And we are in a good position. Because Echizen is going to be... We're going to be able to defend Echizen, more than likely. Or at least hopefully. It's just that... Right now, the Hattori have a relatively large army outside of our capital. So we need to kind of do some good moves here in the next episode. Of course, the Uesugi are also outside of our city of Echu. But we've got a lot of Lone Sword Ashigaru ready to attack. And of course, we're going to get some samurai, or rather, bow retainers. So that's good news. Of course, North Shinano is undefended. We need to make a move back on that. And we'll allow Murakami to attack Echigo on their own. It looks like that's what they want to do, so we'll let them do it. Oh, geez. So, stay tuned for the next episode. Really, you can't top what we just did, though. That was a bit of a coup de grace, you know. That was Jesus. Like, could I even do that again? Don't think so. You can always try. So, again, guys, stay tuned for the next episode. I really don't think we're going to top that. That was quite impressive, that last battle we did. We really had a battle by the skin of our teeth there. The next time we're attacked in Echizen, though, we do have some more units, which is always a good thing. Of course, our bow warrior monks are now a bit wounded. They're a bit worse for the wear, in fact, but, you know, we can always regroup them up. They've got more experience now, which is good. Their accuracy is even more deadly. But really, we just barely won the last battle. So again, guys, stay tuned for the next episode, and I hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you on the next episode. Take care.